So I would for sure say like school is important, and that's not like a cliche statement like, "Oh, stay in school, kids." Like, no, it's actually the importance of like getting your education and whatnot. And two, like, I would not want to embarrass my mother. I would not want to go to school and slack off and get kicked out because of my grades. I'm not going to embarrass my mom, bro. So that definitely played a huge part in my caring about my education and caring about my knowledge. Because like, no, a lot of people can say school is fun. That you cap if you say that. But do I care about education or I care about knowledge? Yes. And I'm not going to let my mother down in regards to that. Because like our priority there, of course, when we go to college, is school. You know, that's the for sure thing. And then secondary is football. At the time, I mean, from a political standpoint per se. Because I love like football is my thing, you know. But again, if you don't have the school, you can't play football.
Status Podcast. Yeah, let's get into it, man. But to, introduce Geremy. Geremy played receiver at UConn, came in the same class as me. We came in there, we held it down, had a bunch of dudes play some good ball, man, whenever we was there in our class. But Geremy came through and made a splash, boy. He holding some records at UConn right now. You still got the most yards in the game, most receptions in the game?
Yeah, bro. It's funny. I don't think it was yards. I think it was catches. I think Noel almost beat it. I was like, bro, please do not throw him in the pass. I was being greedy, like, do not, because he kept catching like bubbles. It's like, man, dunks, bro. And I'm like, man, this dude catch one more, he got me. He didn't get it though, so I'm still straight.
It's funny because I didn't know that you was that you were born in Memphis. So was that game was against Memphis, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is crazy. So like, I'm on slide. No, I'm on the slide. They slide to the when we play at Memphis. But no, yeah, that was against Memphis. That's where I was born. So it was special for like my family and stuff just to see that because obviously they're televising it in Memphis. And then like all my cousins and stuff and like other uncles and stuff, they watching it. Then my family watching it, man. It was just that day was surreal, bro.
Yeah, that was good to see. And I was hurt at the time, so I wasn't able to play, but I was watching it from the sideline. I was like, man, this boy is going crazy. And then he broke the
funny because the first pass they threw me, he got like overthrown, kind of broken up, and they were talking so much trash. I'm like, I'm about to turn it on, bro. I didn't know I was gonna turn it on like that, but
yeah, it was crazy.
He broke. How many catches it ended up being?
Like 15 for like 207.
Yeah, it went crazy. And then they put it on a scoreboard on the Jumbotron, new record. It was a blowout. We ended up smashing them boys too. After really not winning all season.
I didn't realize until I saw it on the board that was a record. I knew I was close to getting 1,000 yards. So that was already in the back of my mind, but I didn't know like that record was close until like Coach Weiss told me. He's like, I know we up, but I gotta keep throwing your ball. You 2 away. I was like, oh shoot. And I caught like a deep end, ran, fell to the ground. He got me up out of there. That was it.
That was dope, man. That was a dope moment. So I think, a lot of people played good ball in that game, man. But you stole the show.
Yeah, because Fox was balling. Fox had like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
he was getting right. And obviously Casey, I think Casey broke some record too. Cochran.
I think he did too.
He was eating too, bro. Like that. We just clicked those last 3 games, man. It was just crazy.
Yeah, man. But it being there, it was so dope to see, kind of all the work that you did leading up to that moment. Coming out of high school from Georgia, what made you even go to UConn in the first place?
Yeah, that's 4.
Bro, yeah, I love telling this story, man. It was funny, bro. So I didn't have like any crazy offers like that at the time. And so UConn, they came down to recruit my best friend, like one of my brothers. His name's Delano Shields. He plays baseball. They came to recruit him as a running back.
Is he related to Diamond at all?
Yeah. Diamond playing right now on ESPN2 right now. But I told her I had to
okay.
that. Yeah. That's Diamond's brother. So they came down to recruit him, and I'm so mad I'm blanking on the coach's name. He saw me lifting, and he went and asked my head coach, like, yo, who's that big safety in there? And my coach like, there ain't no safety. That's a wideout. He's like, what? He was like, man, let me see his film. They watched my film, they finished, and then he said, all right, coach, what's wrong with him? He's available if you want him. And, bro, when I mean it happened so quick, bro, it's like, okay, I got an official visit here. I got an offer here. And I'm just like, dang. Now, obviously, like, you have to offer. You don't have to commit right away. But at the time, bro, like, you comes in the Big East, good football. We beat South Carolina. Well, we weren't there yet, Ty, but that year they beat South Carolina in a Pro Bowl. On a bowl game, which is SEC school.
Yep.
And for me, they kept comparing me to Marcus Easley, which is this other, like, big receiver that went to UConn. They got drafted in the 4th.
Yeah.
So, bro, like, it was just so enticing, bro. And then, like, I love watching basketball, and they were a basketball school, bro. So, yeah, it was all meant to happen, but, like, happened on accident because they were there for my boy who already had an offer. They were just coming to see him again, but they just so happened to see me lifting, thinking I was a safety, but I was a receiver.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it Coach Johnson that came down there?
Lyndon Johnson. There you go. Yeah. Lyndon Johnson. That was him, bro. He came and saw me. Then Essel came, like, following 3 days. I'm like, dang, it's happening quick. And that was probably like the biggest school I had at the time. And then after that, like, Maryland came on and Cincinnati, which ironically was funny that Cincinnati tried to offer me because Coach Weiss was there. Then I ended up getting coached by Coach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, Lyndon Johnson.
It's crazy how things work. You had a guy in your school who came in our class too for the basketball team, right?
Oh yeah, Geremy Lamb. Yeah.
Geremy
Lamb.
Weird. He said jokingly, hey, bro, stop following me. Watch out, man. They do basketball signing day earlier.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah. Because Geremy Lamb and then Jeremy Davis, they both came to UConn the same year from the same school.
Same high school and everything.
Spelled different.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It was crazy, bro. Yeah.
How long was Coach Etzel there for y'all, bro?
Just our freshman year, bro. Yeah, bro. It was crazy, bro. Like
he
left.
Dang. He was solid.
I understand it though. Like he built that school up from ground up, bro.
Ground
Only
up.
thing different, I just wish he told us. He just slid.
Yeah. We gotta get Byron on one day to
was hurt.
tell his story about when Coach Etzel left. B. Jones was heartbroken, boy.
He was hurt.
He was ready to cry.
He just put on Facebook, "Don't talk to me."
Yeah.
He said, "Don't talk to me."
He slid on us like that, bro. Because I only figured out because my high school receiver coach said, "Your coach leaving to Maryland?" I was like, "What you talking about?" And then, like, I Googled it while I was at the airport. We were leaving the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, he just slid.
That's crazy.
Dang, that's crazy. That was the first time. That was the first time he experienced. I was at freshman, so our first time, I guess, seeing the business side of like college football.
Yeah.
He ended up coming back to UConn, didn't he?
He's there now.
We were gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like everybody has their story of when they found out Etzel left.
Yeah, big time for sure.
Byron's
joint would be funny.
Yeah, Byron's story will be hilarious. But I was in a plane coming back from the Fiesta Bowl, and some dude was sitting next to me. I had on my UConn gear. He's like, "You play football at UConn?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Your coach just left, right?" I said, "No, we just played a game yesterday." I said, "No, I think your coach went to Maryland." I'm like, "What?" That's how I found out, which was crazy.
Bro,
crazy.
No one found out like from him, bro, at all. It always makes me think, bro. Like, I wonder if Jordan Topman knew at the time. That's why he bounced early. I always think about that.
It's crazy because he made JT
announce
that he was going to the NFL, but didn't tell us that he was going to Maryland, which was crazy. But
yeah, it was wild, bro. Really wild. Yeah, it's what it is, bro. I mean, like I say, he did a lot for that program though. Like D1 AA, getting up to D1, winning bowl games, beating schools like Pitt, West V, getting into a Fiesta Bowl. Like he did his thing, bro.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, to take a program from D1AA to the Fiesta Bowl was big time.
Man. To this day, you know what I mean?
You see a couple schools doing it now, like Coastal Carolina.
Yep.
Liberty.
I hope our school revives though, man. Like in the locker rooms, bro. Like when everybody talking about like they school and stuff, like I can't say much till basketball season come, man. Now I'm gonna rep my school so bad.
Women's basketball like that.
Yeah, but men's did all right this year. But yeah, at the time, bro, it was really just women's. Like we couldn't say much about men's at the time. They doing all right. They made it to the March Madness this year. They just lost to Maryland, ironically, in the first round men's basketball. But they coming up. But yeah, man, I just like, dang, I can't talk trash about my school. Well, like defending my school like I want to.
Man, you can do that regardless.
Yeah, he said regardless.
Hey, take it from me. I can hype about our 6 wins, our 7 wins.
we can't even get 6 wins right now.
Yeah, bro, we've been going like 2 and something like in the past maybe 2 or 3 years. I don't know, something crazy. And it hurts.
That's when you got to count on the rivalry games.
He said the rivalry.
Yeah. I mean, who was our rival? I guess.
Wait,
Delaware?
Nah, UMass.
Delaware, boy.
I think UMass.
I mean, it's a New England thing.
Boy said Delaware.
If they really wanted the form one, you would kind of try to say it was. I think you could say it was Syracuse at one moment.
Yeah, Syracuse or Rutgers.
Yeah,
I feel like Pitt, y'all had a beef with Pitt a little bit for a minute, like a Big East beef. Like it continued on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
more so in basketball.
That's like a true rivalry.
Yeah, more so basketball too.
More so in basketball.
Yeah.
What you?
But
you said Cuse.
Whenever you came up to UConn, red shirt. Well, I guess our red shirt season. What was that experience like? Probably the first time, being a student athlete without playing in any games.
Also, like my freshman year when we redshirted.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It was different, bro. Unfortunately, like I had to get knee surgery, man. I had this thing called OCD in my knee, which is called osteochondritis dissecans, which is like loose cartilage in your knee. And I had to get that screwed on in my right knee. And I had a torn meniscus too, which was kind of a blessing too, because I tore my meniscus over the summer. I told him I was training, but again, I was hooping and I tore my meniscus. I had to go get an MRI, and they said the meniscus only take like 6 weeks. They was like, oh, you got like this loose thing in your knee, you got to get screwed on. So it was like, oh, you're gonna be sidelined 6 months. So that was the first time I was like really hurt and like out of football, man. So it just felt weird, like not to play the game. Cause like y'all sitting there at least doing scout team and stuff. I'm just sitting here rehabbing.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't say my ego was hit. I don't say I have an ego, but like I guess just like I just feel like almost like empty. Like, damn, what am I doing? Like I can't go run a route. My work ethic is crazy. I always want to go run extra route, do corner. I couldn't do that. The most I can do is jug machine. And I don't know. It just felt weird, and I just felt like I was like a recruit who like didn't deserve to be there almost. Because it's funny, bro. I remember this time me and Todd got into it a little bit. I think we were playing pool or something. You said something slick. I was like, I think I called you a bum. You was like, me bum? Look at your knee. And I was like, oh shoot. Like, dang. I couldn't say nothing after that, bro. But I mean, the time was cool. That was just like a little scuffle, not a scuffle, but like a little something, whatever. But yeah, like I remember I was like, man, like I feel like I really gotta prove something once I get healed and stuff. So like my freshman year, it wasn't like bad, but like in terms of football, it's just like, man, I cannot play football. It's just weird.
How did that play on your mental? Like, did you have a couple like dark nights where you just?
Nah, I'm pretty good mentally. It was just the principle, like it's your first time I play. I've been playing football since I was 7 years old. For the first time ever, I'm not playing football.
Right.
So the thing that's beautiful about college football, at least, like, and being on scholarship, like, I'm there 4 more years. Like, if that was a league that you probably done. But, like, I'm still there. So I knew, like, I was going to play. But that was just like, man, this is not how I wanted to start off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, obviously everything worked out for itself.
Yeah, for sure. Going into your red shirts freshman year, did you have more of a chip on your shoulder because of that?
Yeah, which again, this sucked too. So I remember we used to have the winter workouts, and obviously I'm like healthy, and we took a knee, and I remember I stood up real fast after we were done. I felt like something in my left knee. I was like, what was that? I had the same thing I had in my right knee and my left. Only thing that was good though, that this one was on left knee was only 2 weeks, that right one was 6 months. So I almost thought like, yo, I gotta miss another 6 months, bro. I was about to lose my mind. But luckily it was 2 weeks. But yeah, I felt like I had a chip on my shoulder because I didn't want to seem like I was like a wasted recruit, Because it's some dudes like Ty like can attest to like, bro, how did this dude get an offer? Like, why is he here?
Yeah.
And all due respect, but just like, what? Because I know other guys like, man, they should have got an offer. But I didn't want to be viewed as that. And when I finally was able to run and stuff, I'm doing like all my extra cone works and stuff. And at the time, like my right hand man was Tabucky Jones Jr. We used to always be in there grinding, just doing extra work and stuff. And obviously, like I'm playing from behind, so like Ty's up to speed on how college ball is played to a capacity because he's done scout team and all that type of stuff. I have not done that. So that spring training, I actually did fairly well. It was going into that camp. I'm thinking like, okay, I'm up to speed. When I had to go against Bleedy, I was like, bro, I'm not up to speed. Bleedy breaking on everything quick. And I'm just like, dang. So just stuff like that, it just made me put in even more extra work. Like, how can I get out of my cuts faster and stuff? And again, that chip on my shoulder trying to prove that, like, I can play this position and that in my mentality, like, I'm not like a wasted recruit or whatever. And, yeah.
Man, there was nobody on the team that worked harder than you and Tabucky. I can sit here right now and say that with confidence for sure.
Yeah, Buck was my right hand man. Anytime, like, cause like even like me and Tommy, we never like partied or anything. But a lot of times when guys will go party, I like go watch film or go on a jug machine. And it's crazy, like for me being so young, how film was imperative for me because, I can give my stepfather at the time props. Like growing up, we used to play video games. He used to make me like identify coverages. So that was kind of establishing me as a kid. So then when I got to college, it's like I put in extra work and like watching film and like obviously doing cone drills and stuff. Cause like I just wanted to leg up. And then again, like I said, I feel like I was playing from behind, but my natural being is like just to outwork people.
Yeah. Where you get that from? Is it
just how I was raised, bro? Just how I was raised. Like I said, my stepdad at the time, like no, when you playing Madden, ain't nobody trying to identify coverages, bro. But like he had me doing that. And not like very deep, but he'd be like, all right, what's this? And I'm like, oh, it's 2 high coverage. So it must be cover 2 or cover 4 to some capacity. 1 high coverage, it might be man or cover 3. The real basics. Now I'm not going like, 3 buzz, 1 hole, all that stuff yet. But like he just laid a foundation for me understanding coverage. And then like as a kid, he used to just beat me up, bro, and I had to be tough. Now I'm away from the house, far from the crib. Like I'm in Connecticut, I'm not in Georgia. It's like I gotta continue to do those things that were establishing me as a young kid and continue to walk that while in college.
Whenever you was going through that as a kid, did that kind of annoy you? Like, man, leave me alone. I'm trying to be a kid.
Bro, one year I think I was 9, bro. I almost felt like I didn't want to play no more. I just want to play basketball, bro. Because he was just 9 or 10. He was just wilding, bro. And I'm just like, now at the point he just beat me up, bro. Like, chill out. I ain't say that to him then because I was scared of him then. I'm just like, bro, he almost making me lose the love of the game because sometimes his training methods were it wasn't appropriate. And it just made, because like only time he would never go to my basketball game. So I was like, man, I'm about to just play basketball because I don't gotta deal with you in basketball season. But I knew in my heart, like I had aspirations to play in the NFL. So obviously I can't quit. But that was just like the quick get out. Like, bro, I'm gonna just hoop if you keep doing this. Because my little brother almost gave up on it too. He almost lost the love for the game too. But no, I was stuck with it, and then like I just knew how to now train properly, where it's not like just overly like beating up your body just to like. Because growing up in little league, like in the hood, little league, man, little league coaches be beating you up, just trying to tough you up and stuff. And now I know how to train properly now that I'm on my own, and I'm like looking at guys like the Fitzgeralds, the Julios, and whatnot, stuff like that.
When did you start playing the position?
Oh no, well, from the get go, like when I was 7, I used to love Randy Moss, which everyone can say they did. But yeah, that the way he played the position, just catching everybody was so attractive. It's like, bro, I want to do that.
Yeah,
yeah, that's when I fell in love with it.
That's dope. 7 years old.
Yeah, that's when
Yeah, we used to play Moss when we was younger. Ty used to moss you all the time. Remember that?
Yeah, right, boy.
These boys is cousins. You got it, bro. You should have seen them. I seen it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, nobody, boy.
He got no tape on it, so it didn't happen.
you know, he making that up.
I know you, Ty. I know you.
Come on, man.
I know you.
Nah, but redshirt freshman year, you know, what was your mindset kind of during that season? Was you happy with your progression, or did you feel like you could have done more? What was your mindset going through the redshirt freshman season?
I feel like I could have done more. I can't say when we first got out there. Forgot we played Texas Southern. You know, that game was cool. I had like a highlight catch in that game and whatnot. And then we played Vanderbilt. That's when everybody woke up from an offensive perspective. Because, like, I just feel like, man, like, I got to up my game even more playing against schools like that and whatnot. Like, my freshman year, like, I didn't do much. I might have, like, 7 catches. Like, I don't know how many yards I had. It wasn't nothing crazy. But I could just tell, like, there's more I have to put into this if I really want to be productive, per se. Yeah, so that's, like I said, I'm still low-key playing catch-up still.
What was the difference, you think, like the major difference from the speed of college ball, like you said, like learning it?
I think it's strictly just the reps, man. And like the speed of college ball is different because honestly, it gets different in the NFL because the NFL, everyone's fast, but now it's just how you react to things and your mental. But in college, it's like those things are still important, but it's like almost like you want to up your athleticism per se during the time. Because those guys I was going to like Bleedy was a really, really good corner. And I think he was in his redshirt sophomore year, so like he had, you know, the reps and stuff, and he was like the guy at corner. So like going against him was humbling. Not to say I was cocky, but like it was humbling because it's just like, dang it, I'm not where I should be, where I thought I was, you know. So yeah,
it's crazy. You said you were 7 years old. You know what I mean? When you started playing a position, right? You honing your skills, and you're still playing catch up to this day, to right now, right? But what I'm saying is, what it made me think about is because I read something where it said that you had a catch. Is this true? A true stat? You had a catch in every game in your college career?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's an awesome accolade. I guess this is a testament to the quarterbacks as well.
Right.
And whatnot. I think it was a catch every game starting from my redshirt sophomore year. Because I said freshman year, I ain't do nothing. I had like 2 catches in that first game, 2 catches in Vanderbilt, and then I didn't see the ball until like, I don't know, second to last game. I didn't have as big as an impact in my redshirt freshman year. At that time, you were still just trying to figure out college ball and like how to play a season. And then the new coach was running us in the dirt, so then just trying to balance that and stuff, man. Yeah, that was a wake-up call. But now when redshirt sophomore came up, I finally like figured it out to capacity.
So having a catch in every game, I'm gonna get a little bit messy. Okay. Who was your favorite quarterback?
No.
He said,
You know, called some from my boy Chandler, still cool with Tim, who's doing well in the NFL now. Yeah. Casey was probably where my most production was from, but you know, I loved all those guys. You know, it depended on who was starting that week. That suit had to be my best friend in football at the time. I mean, that's just how it works, man. Like, you know, if that person got benched, I can't continue. I don't say I can't continue to work with you, but like my priority is the starting quarterback. I have to work with him. So, you know, whoever was the quarterback at the time was my favorite.
That's who it is. Right.
So what was your mindset in the classroom? I know you are, you did well in the classroom. Was that something that was kind of instilled in you as a child to always do well in school, or is that something that, you kind of figured out was important once you got to college?
Both, but definitely as a kid, because as a kid, it's like you ain't got the grades, you can't play football or basketball. And at the time, one, I didn't want football taken away from me, and then during basketball season, I wanted to stay away from my stepfather at the time, so I gotta have a grade so I can keep hooping and staying away from him. But again, that's something that was instilled in me as a kid that I was able to take to college, because I can say I didn't like school. I cared about school because I cared about education, I cared about knowledge, but I didn't necessarily like school. But I know it was imperative for my future. And just how I even just conduct myself around the world and conduct myself around my peers and whatnot, man. So I would for sure say school is important, and that's not a cliche statement oh, stay in school, kids. No, it's actually the importance of getting your education and whatnot. And two, I would not want to embarrass my mother. I would not want to go to school and slack off and get kicked out because of my grades. I'm not going to embarrass my mom, bro. But that definitely played a huge part in my caring about my education and caring about my knowledge. Because a lot of people can say school is fun, that you cap if you say that. But do I care about education or I care about knowledge? Yes. And I'm not going to let my mother down in regards to that. Because our priority there, of course, when we go to college, is school. That's the for sure thing. And then secondary is football. At the time, I mean, from a political standpoint per se. Because I love football is my thing, But again, if you don't have the school, you can't play football.
Yeah.
So I gotta be nice in this area to continue to do the thing I actually love, and that is priority for me personally.
Right. Absolutely. Was it a tough transition coming from high school to college academically for you?
No, I was straight. Only thing that sucked, bro, was those summers, bro, because I never sit in the class for 3 hours, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's taxing, bro. I can't focus that long. This ain't a movie we watching or a concert, bro. That was the only thing that kind of sucked. Was the summer class, and then at the time I was my freshman year at least, I had this brace, so I'm sitting there trying to crutch all these classes, not sitting there 3 hours, bro. That was the only thing that was different. I mean, I was a pretty smart kid in high school. I was in AP math. My math is my thing. But no, it wasn't a tough transition. I did a good job distancing myself in school too. I would never study in my room because it's too comfortable there. So I would go to the library and study where I'm forced to tighten up. You know what I'm saying?
And you're the only football player in there.
yeah. I mean, me and Buck used to go. Me and Buck used to slide. Yeah.
What did you major in?
Long story with that, bro. I mean, I majored in communication sociology, but like I said, I actually cared about school, and I don't mean to say it disrespectfully. Some people really want to do communication, some people really want to do sociology, but I feel like that was a cliche major for the athlete just to get by. And when I first went to UConn, I chose it because they had a good coaching and administration program. But I guess the guy that was in charge of that retired, so they got rid of that. So then I wanted to do pre-kinesiology, but my athletic advisor at the time, which I would not out her, said oh, your schedule won't permit you to take these classes, so it's best if you just do communications. And I'm all right, whatever. And I believed it. Come to find out, 4 different people on the team are doing pre-kinesiology. So now I'm just bro, did you stereotype me, assuming that I wasn't going to pass? Maybe because of some high school score that I took on some test, maybe, that now you're judging me oh, he can't do this. I just put him in an easy major. And that's how I feel. And I know that same person messed up Byron's major too. And Byron's a smart guy. But I forgot what Byron major. I think Byron majored in economics, or one to my major in economics, something like that. They got messed up. But in short, communication sociology. But I didn't want to have that job, right?
Yeah. No, I think that happened often.
That actually want to do that though.
Right. Yeah. No, that happens often. I think a lot of, and you know, we've talked about this before. We get put in majors that we really don't care about or not too fond of, just so we can be eligible to play what can benefit them. You know what I mean? So like when I played, there was probably half the team was criminal justice or general studies. So like, and you know that's what was advised to us.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of stereotyping whenever we got there, boy.
Yeah, man. I did not like, especially from a school perspective, man. Like, I hated saying my major just because it's like, oh, of course. It's like, nah, bro, it's not what you think, man. But I am happy I double majored, got 2 degrees. So, you know, I won't downplay it from that perspective. I graduated, which is awesome.
Right.
Which is dope for sure. I know the transition for me was rough going from high school to college, boy. The schoolwork, the whole mindset, everything and it's tough for a lot of people, man. But you know, I felt that wholeheartedly whenever I got to college.
Yeah, study hall, you gotta get your hours in,
man.
All that type of stuff.
What was a typical day like for you from the time you woke up to the time you went to sleep?
Let's say we're talking from in season.
Yeah, let's talk in season.
I say regular season, like a practice day. Wake up, you know, we got to make breakfast check-in. So you have to make that to make sure we're up. And honestly, I was a guy. I never skipped class, so I went to class.
I didn't skip class either.
Yeah, what time was breakfast check-in?
What time was it? Maybe like 6:30, maybe. Am I tripping 7?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you had to be there by 7:30.
Yeah.
Because first classes are at 8 for most people.
Breakfast check-in sound crazy.
Yeah.
You know.
I can't remember if we lifted in the morning too. I don't remember how the schedule was, but
some days we lifted in the morning.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with that. Like, so because we had breakfast check at the facility, then we lifted there. But let's say I had breakfast check, I would go and lift, and then after the lift, you know, I got my classes and whatnot. Depending on the day, I might have a class that's like an hour 30, which sucks, or I might have a class that's 50 minutes. Then if you have time, bro, like you would try and get lunch. Sometimes you try to go to, I forgot the little, you go to student union, try to grab something from there, or I don't know, you just try to get some quick bite if you can, man. And then we'll have we'll have film and whatnot, practice, then recovery, which I was huge on recovery, getting the cold tub. Ty did not like that cold tub.
Nah, I ain't messing
ice cups and just rub them on his knees.
Cold tub, it's crazy.
I mess with that cold tub, and then for me personally, I used to be a part of this Bible group called Athletes in Action. I would partake in that, and then whatever time I have left, bro, like study, you know.
So what was your social life like being a student athlete?
Bro, like I said, I didn't go out and stuff like that. Like, bro, I used to be vibing and whatnot. If I ever had like dead time, like me and my boy, it's funny. I play video games from time to time. Me and my boy Gus, how you playing NCAA with UConn? He just be in there, he don't ever want to play, but he just want to watch me play. Gus is so funny, like the comments he used to make, bro. But I feel like I was social within like the teams and like friends I've met, but I was never like in a party type setting. But you know, yeah, I used to just be vibing, bro.
Then he got a girlfriend and he wasn't social with the team no more.
He went out like that.
We ain't gonna talk about that though.
I have, but like I wouldn't out nobody like that, bro. If you want to vibe, let's link up. But like a lot of times, guys just want to go party. It's like, y'all know it's not me, so I'm not gonna go do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So.
You know, I respected that because I was on the same wave.
Yeah. Me and Todd never. I probably went out at UConn maybe 5 times. I tried it twice my freshman year. Then I think going into my sophomore year, I went out because my boy Tabucky was transferring. And then I think I went out once my senior year. That might have been it, bro. I wasn't drinking that like either. So
I did that in 2 weeks.
Yeah, see, not me, bro. College, I ain't do nothing, bro. I ain't do anything.
Was that a was that a personal decision based on your personality, or were you so focused on your sport and school that you felt like that was something that had to take a back seat?
That I would say both. You know, I wasn't a huge partier in high school either. The only time I would go party if I was with my 4 best friends. If they were there, I'll go. Outside of that, like, no, I ain't gonna slide. But like I always said, like even like early, like if you guys were going to go hoop or going to go party, I'm like, man, if I got energy to do that stuff, I'd rather go on the jug machine and go do cone work or watch film. And that might seem like jockish, but like, man, I'm trying to make it to the league, bro. We go to UConn. Mm-hmm. So when you go to UConn, bro, you have to be an outlier. Like it's not Alabama, it's not a Pac-12 school, so I have to separate myself and just hone in on these skill sets. Now it'll be sometimes I'll go hoop. Like I said, those very few instances where I party, but like if I had any like energy, man, it's like, man, I can be putting in work to like better my talent and whatnot.
Nah, that's what's up. That's dope. What you end up graduating with as far as your GPA?
Bro, I don't know, bro. I remember one day I was trying to find it. Me and my friends talking about something. I was like, man, I wonder what it was. Like it couldn't been any lower than a 2.7.
Okay. For
sure. But I can't find it. I know I can probably go look up my transcripts and stuff, but yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't want to lie about it.
But he was putting in work both in the classroom and on the field, so he was doing it right.
That's good stuff.
He was doing it right. So now that you go through your redshirt sophomore season, now you're considered an upperclassman on the team. Did that kind of change your mindset as your approach at UConn as an upperclassman and people looking up to you now, or did you still have that same approach, same chip on your shoulder, as an underclassman?
I still had the same chip on my shoulder. And I was never a rah-rah guy. I led by action. So It's just like, oh, we see Geremy doing it. That's the only reason why I think I was real respected. Because it's like he's always just doing it. And again, that's attractive, you know what I'm saying? But I know because now of the sort of breakout year I kind of had as a sophomore, like speaking is required. So it's like, how can I encourage with not only my actions, but my words to a capacity? So I knew I was going to have to step up in that situation. And at the time too, for me and Shaq, because Shaq was the other receiver and whatnot. So we was like, how can we both like lead the offense and lead like this receiver room and whatnot? So it took a sense of me getting uncomfortable. Not to say I don't like to speak, but I don't like to speak in settings like that and addressing stuff. It's just like, man, look how I'm doing it, bro. Just I don't say follow me, but like this is the way you want to go about things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when you come upperclassman, then I guess in a sense having the year I had, it requires for you to speak to some capacity.
Yeah, for sure. Did you see some younger guys kind of gravitate towards you because of that work ethic that you had?
I'm trying to figure out who was in that class my junior year. If I'm just thinking about college as an overall, I would say John Green at the time was definitely trying to tag along every time I was doing, because my dog Tabucky had transferred, so I didn't have like my partner.
You ain't have your road dog with you.
I have him. So like John Green was a guy who kept on doing it. At the time, Gus used to come there and do extra work too. Who else? That's all I got. And then like obviously like whichever quarterback was trying to throw, all three of those quarterbacks were hard workers, but it's just like if one didn't say they feel like throwing, I just go to the next one. I always get a freshman quarterback throw to me just to do it. Like Kevon Taylor, Tim Warner was a freshman. What's the name? Got the other guy from Texas. He went there. Legault. He went there long enough. But if I was able to just throw any quarterback, let's go throw.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, guys would tag along, but I wouldn't say it was as persistent as me, because I can get bored at 9:00 at night. And we got our key card to go into that facility. I'll go run some drills.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You should have got Tyler try to throw to you. He used to play quarterback.
He said what? Hey, if we needed him, come get right, Ty.
He threw 6 passes in 3 years.
Yeah,
Maybe not even 6.
Yeah, you probably spot on with that number, boy.
Yeah.
Hey.
I had double-digit rushing touchdowns, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Let me go ahead and pull this football down and take off.
It was never up. That whole time.
Hey.
That's hilarious.
But tell me about your redshirt senior season, because obviously I was gone by then. UConn kind of gave me the boot. They ain't want me to play with you guys anymore. Tell me kind of how that went from, playing for a new coach, learning a new playbook, and what was the experience like?
I'm gonna backtrack just a little bit, going back to my redshirt junior year. So I was very successful my junior year. First 1,000-yard receiver since becoming the FBS program, breaking records, man. And I was so joyful, and it had a lot to do with, for me personally, my faith and TJ Weeks being sent there. And it just felt like my junior year, like nothing can go wrong for me individually. Played in all games, was healthy. And for the most part, I was probably productive in every game, but probably UCF, we got dogged.
Oh, man.
But yeah, and I remember after that season talking to recorders, and everything was well. We just blew out Memphis, and I personally got to boast in my faith in who Christ was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So to say all of that, we go to my senior year. Started off really well. New coaching staff and whatnot, which again, that was nothing new for me. We went through Etzel, Pascaloni, TJ Weiss, who me at the time, me and Byron, we vowed for Coach Weiss to stay or for them to hire Don Brown.
Yep.
And the AD at the time said, I haven't made a decision yet. I mean, I'll think about those guys and, we'll see. And the next day, new coach, which again, just more learning about the business of football. But we get a new coach and stuff, new playbook, which says nothing new to us. So I'm like, okay, I'm learning a new playbook, which at the time, I remember I thought for myself, this will be impressive to scouts because it's like this guy had to learn different playbooks. So we see he's smart enough to transition and pick up on new terminologies and stuff. But could I say it was annoying? Yeah, because it's like, man, another playbook, another coaching staff. I never got full stability with one coaching staff,
Yeah.
But senior year, obviously a lot of expectations coming off the year I just had. Started off pretty hot, and then I sustained an ankle injury, high ankle sprain too, that kept me out a while. And obviously you can ask more questions along, but I remember at the end of my senior year, I only ended up with 551 yards. And media's talking to me. And I had the opportunity to, the same way I boasted in Christ in the success of my junior year, I need to boast in Christ in the lows as well. Mm-hmm. And I think that took a huge level of maturity on my level, growing in my faith to still do that. Because a lot of times people, they're very joyful and thankful to God when things are going well, but then will spite him when things are going bad. So I had an opportunity to witness at that moment. It's like, man, I'm going to boast in Christ, even despite the season is not going the way anyone or what I thought.
Yeah, which is powerful, man. Because a lot of people can get lost in that, man. Whenever they, things are not going well, it's who can I blame instead of keeping their faith,
Yeah, for sure.
I remember hearing something in a Bible study. This pastor was saying that he put you through things to show you that you need him, to show you that he can get you through it, to show you that you can overcome it, to lean on him even more. So that's definitely a situation like that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I'm not gonna get too preachy on here, but the scripture talks about how we're going to endure trials, man. And during those trials, man, we produce endurance, we produce character. So there's always a reaping from trials. Can we say we like them? by no means, man. I want to have another 1,000-yard year and possibly get drafted higher than what I did. But, you know, I think the Lord put me in a situation like, are you still going to boast to me in the lows like you did in the highs? And I was obedient to that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Indeed.
Still blessed too after that,
yeah,
right?
man. Yeah, very grateful.
That's how it happens.
Yeah, got me to where I'm at now, man. I can't complain.
Hey, you got me thinking about something though. When you say that, talking about it, one thing is, and I bet you all four of us can attest to this, is that a lot of times when we think like that, boasting in God and our highs and lows, I feel like that. I know if my mic kind of like speckled out. My fault, y'all. I heard that. But a lot of times when we're in a place and we start to think about, you know, why God has us there, we always forget about the way that we impact other people. You know what I mean? Like not just a quarterback or wide receiver. It could have been a random student, professor, even Ty, like you two meeting, you know what I mean? Whenever you first got there, whatever year y'all met, it's anything. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, I always try to think to myself, like, what was I there for? You know, who did I affect? How did I affect them? You know what I mean? It might not have been for me to be there.
Yeah.
He might have sat you down in Rhode Island, Ty, because there was a person you had to meet one day. You know what I mean? You're thinking this for all these years. It's crazy, bro. When you think about it, you know what I'm saying? That's a big deal, bro. To have that faith, man. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Dope, man. But you know, going through, you know, your time at UConn, is there anything that you wish you would have done different?
See, when you ask that question, that means that I would have had a regret, which I don't. You know, I can say I wish outcomes were different, but the way I went about stuff, like, I have no regrets, man. I feel like my work ethic was where it was supposed to be. I feel like mentally I was where I was supposed to be. I feel like I said, going to UConn, brother, that's where I got 2 degrees. I set records, and that's where I truly got saved in 2012. Like, I developed a relationship with the Lord. I wasn't religious. So it's a lot of things I'm grateful for. I would say I still wish, you know, TJ Weiss stayed. That dude, I still talk to Coach Weiss to this day, bro. Like, that man was not only a coach, but a father figure and a friend to me. Still talk to his wife, Karen, his son, James, his twins, man. I mean, I wish he would have stayed, but, like, there's nothing I would change about, you know, my 4 or 5 years at UConn, man.
Yeah, it's always special whenever you're able to build those type of relationships, man, especially with your coaches, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I can kind of feel that same way with Coach Brown, you know. That's always, you know, you pick up the phone and those type of people are always there whenever you need them.
But it was sick, bro, because when I played against Coach Weiss, I think we played him on a Sunday night. You know, I gave him my jersey and stuff, and all that stuff. And then I played against him again in the playoff game, and it was just, like, cool. Like,
yeah,
like, dang, that's Coach Weiss, bro. Like, that's my dog, bro. Like,
that's cool.
It just had me geek, man.
What is something that you know now that you wish you knew as a student athlete?
So like I said, I think this can go anywhere, but if I'm specifically speaking about UConn, but again, this is a broad question. Like, be an outlier in a good way, you know. Don't feel that it's corny to go study extra, plays or school, you know. Be different in pertaining to that, you know, because I felt like that I was, you know. I used to get clowned for, like, at times, like, not wanting to go out. It's like, bro, like, that ain't me. I don't want to go outside of myself. But I had a vision. I had affirmation. Like, if I want to make it to the league, if I want to get my degree, you know, the right way, like, it costs for me to be different. Now, I don't want anybody to hear this podcast and be like, dang, Geremy, you didn't do nothing. Like, didn't do nothing in college. Like, I did stuff. Like, I still, like, went to, like, dinner with people. Bro, went to go hoop, did, like, on-campus events and stuff. Like, I still vibe.
Had your own fun.
You know what I'm saying? Went to the movies and all that type of stuff. I just didn't live like a frat boy type, you know, college thing. Yeah, that wasn't me.
You ain't live like DB.
or me, whenever I visited college campus. Like, no, look, you got me thinking though, bro. What's the reason, man, that you know, you got saved in 2012? You know, we never had this type of conversation on the podcast yet.
Bro, Like I said, I ain't trying to make it too churchy. But,
yeah, and you're not, bro, because
yeah.
I appreciate this myself. You know, just hearing it, it's a story. It's an inspiration, man. You know, it really is.
So for me personally, I would say before 2012 specifically, I would call myself religious. And when I say religious, I feel like I was working to obtain favor from God, which that's not what Christianity is. Christianity is categorized as religion, but it's not a religious-based faith. I already have favor from Christ because of his grace. So therefore, I will obey you because I already have his favor. And I didn't understand that mentality, man, because as a kid, for my stepfather at the time, it was always like, I'm going to beat you if you don't do this, or, you know, if you don't tell me what you learned in church, I'm going to do this to you. So I developed this fear from my earthly father that I established with my heavenly father, thinking that he's like that too. If I don't work to obtain his favor, then I'm going to be chastised.
Wow.
So then I got this, I remember I had a understanding of the faith at the time, but it wasn't like appropriate. It was like I said, it was religious. So I think my redshirt sophomore year, I'm in the locker room by myself, and I'm playing this dude named KB, which KB is like my mentor now. His name's Kevin Bird. He's a Christian hip-hop artist, FOP. And Bobby Puyo hears me listening to this. And he's like, hey, bro, you a Christian? I'm like, yeah. He was like, hey, man, it's this Bible group called Athletes in Action. Man, you're welcome to join. I was like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever. Thinking I'm just trying to get back in my religious ways. But then I'm getting, I'm starting to get discipled by the head guy. His name is John Pampatelli, who I still talk to this day, call him J Vamp. And he proceeds to break down that Christianity is not a religious-based faith. It's a relational one. It's about having a relationship with Christ. And once he broke it down to me like that, I'm like, dang, I never thought about it like that. I feel like I had to always work to be in good favor with God. But he already loves me. So now I'm obeying just for the simple fact that you did this for me. And then I proceed to actually be saved. And obviously from being saved doesn't mean like I'm perfect.
Yeah,
but salvation comes from the perfecter. And I can boast in that. 1 Corinthians 1:31 says, "At the one who boasts, boast in Christ." And I'm always just using my witness to point people to Christ while I still vibe. Like, I'm still who I am.
You got me hyped talking about it right now.
You know what I'm saying? Because people think like if you talk about Jesus, you got to be like on square, you got to be robotic. But like, bro, I still vibe, bro.
Yeah, still vibe.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the power.
If I made this image and like I'm wonderfully made, like he made me like this, I can still be like this and be obedient to Christ. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That's what I do on my IG page now. I'm trying to like make the faith look attractive, where people don't think you got to be like some square, like suit and tie, like robotic type dude. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So that's when it all changed for me.
Yeah, thank you for answering that, man. I appreciate that and respect it. And Ty and DB, I don't want to keep going too much on this subject, but the reason I really wanted to ask is because, bro, it makes a major difference, man, whenever you do have that spiritual relationship. It ain't about being religious, like you said, that relationship. And y'all boys know, you know what I mean? Especially going through, you know, being away from home, being alone, even if you got a bunch of friends, a girlfriend, whatever, sometimes you need that alone time, you know, you could pray, you know what I mean? However you got to pray, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever you got to do, stay strong. It works, bro. It's not just about it working for your favor, like you said. It's actually a mental, knowing that you got a purpose is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? You're like, my purpose is deeper than today.
Yes, sir. I mean? I agree with you, bro.
It's wild. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. But I think the conversation was super dope. You dropped a lot of gems, man. Just leave our student athletes, you know, some words of wisdom, some things to hold on to, you know, as they're going through their process.
Yeah. So going back again, emphasizing what I said, like, bro, like being an outlier is not corny, bro. Like, study more. And we say student athletes, go shoot in the gym more, go catch extra drug machines, go lift extra weights, bro. Like a guy said, James 2:17 says, faith without works is dead. You have all the faith you want, but if you ain't working, you might not see that prosper. I mean, some of us are blessed to be super athletic where they don't have to work, but it's going to show up in the league now if you make it, if you don't have to work that. So, you know, why not establish that now? You know, in the classroom, and in the football field, like, be an outlier. There's nothing wrong with that.
Dope, man. Yeah. Dope. Your boys got any further questions for Geremy?
Yeah. Nah, I appreciate you coming on. Definitely dropped some valuable wisdom.
For sure.
We definitely appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
No doubt.
It's fun. We ain't get too deep into me and Ty used to have this this Cowboy Steelers beef, bro. We used to go
Oh
my we ain't no Steelers fans over here, so we ain't gonna do that.
Well,
yeah, this boy's weird.
To get after it, bro.
Bronco.
I would hate if the Cowboys were to lose and Ty figure out, but I would hate Ty all of Sunday until Monday.
Hey.
I was so sensitive about
That's
that.
That's how it gotta be.
I was so sensitive about that, bro.
Hey, Geremy, you balling anywhere next season, bro?
So I signed with the CFL, so playing with Toronto this year.
So
I'm gonna keep trying to max out sports as long as I can till the Lord say I'm done, and then it'll be time to transition. But I got 6 NFL years that I'm grateful for. But yeah, I still truly love the game. I know a lot of people, they stop loving the game, so then that's when they may hang it up or their body break down and so on. But like I want to max this thing out because I don't want to abuse it. A lot of people don't get to do this. So let me go as far as I can to the Lord allows me to, and I hope that's still some time to go. Then whenever you say I'm done, then hey, it is what it is. That's it.
Hey, following up real quick, I want to ask you. You making the sacrifices you did through college. Getting the extra work. When was that moment where you looked around and just took it in and said it paid off? Like it,
man.
I mean,
that's good, man. I would say draft day was could be a moment, which was special because I got to hear my name called.
Right.
But bro, I think honestly, as weird as it may sound, it might have been my was it 2018 year when we made it to the playoffs. And I was like, dang, like I'm playing playoff football right now, bro. And it was against Baltimore with Coach Weiss there, bro. And it's just like dang, like bro, this is it. Because like unfortunately, come from UConn, bro. Like outside our freshman year, we didn't make it to no bowl games. I didn't know what postseason ball was like. And then unfortunately, my rookie with the Giants, we didn't make it. Then my second year with the Chargers, we didn't make it. Third year with the Chargers, we didn't make it. So yeah, my 4th year, we went 12-4. We were like that. I sat here, I'm like, yo, I'm really about to play in an NFL playoff game. And we won.
Well, again.
Yeah, and then the second, again, take it in our second playoff game against Tom Brady. I'm like, oh, shoot, we really here. Like, it's crazy. So, yeah, man, it may seem late, but that's when I really said, like, dang, like, I'm in the league, bro. I'm playing playoff football. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what's up.
That's dope, man. And you deserved everything that you got, and you deserve everything that you got coming to you, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Heck yeah.
I seen like little snippets of y'all stuff on the IG page, man. I always wanted to like not do a podcast, but like be on one, bro. I love like the discussion. That's pretty dope.
We definitely got to bring you back on then, especially when you're
Yes, sir.
I'll for sure be willing to do that, man. But yeah, definitely try to talk to Brian about getting him on there, bro. Because
yeah, we're gonna get B Jones on it, but make sure y'all follow my boy Geremy on IG, man. Hit him up, and make sure you're listening to his word. He gives a good message on there all the time. So
appreciate that.
Hit my guy up, and we appreciate having you on, man. But we definitely got to get B Jones on to talk about his Etzel story, man. That's gonna be epic. That's gonna be epic.
I can't wait, bro. I can't wait to hear that one.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, thank you, Geremy.
Appreciate you, bro.
Nice to meet you.
Stay blessed up. Yes, sir.
Sure.
I'll shoot you a text, bro.
All right, man.
Hey, man. So we want to thank y'all for tuning in again. Make sure y'all like, subscribe onto the YouTube channel. Make sure y'all download the podcast, Apple Music, Spotify. I'm sorry, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Everything, every little support helps. And we appreciate you guys. Keep tuning in, man.
No doubt, man. DB's rapping now, so make sure y'all hit him up on Apple Music, man.
Yeah, I'm dropping that new album, man.
I said not a mixtape, but album. Bring that right.
Album, no mixtape.
No doubt. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow the status 412_ on IG, man, and stay updated with what's going on and things that we're dropping. But that conversation with Geremy was dope, man. He gave a lot of insight on what it was like to be a college student athlete. Some things about his faith, that helped him get through a lot of things that he went through, being injured and then, being saved in 2012. And, his career really took off from there, which was dope, man. So it was good to have Geremy on, but make sure y'all go ahead and follow the status 412_, and we will check y'all next time.
Yes, sir. All right, guys.
Status Podcast.